Welcome to... On tonight's Clubhouse Live, Superman flies back in as Rashan Gary returns as our guest. The Packers beat the Bears again, and we'll get Rashan's thoughts on the key victory. And what does he think about that game-saving play from his defensive line mate Carl Brooks? You know we'll ask. Plus, we're going to see how fast Rashan is during tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. Sort of. Okay, it's time to get started. Hey, Rashan, come on in.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good Monday evening. Welcome back to the Fox Club. We're hanging out inside Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium here in Grand Chute, Wisconsin. This is the home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, also the home to Clubhouse Live. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin and the Post Crescent. Hey, it's Victory Monday. Are you guys in a good mood tonight? Let's hear ya. Not only that, but you just saw the Packers beat the Bears. How does that make everybody feel? Absolutely. Oh, poor Ricardo. We'll talk about Ricardo here in a little bit. But first things first, I want to give it up to the High Fivers, we call them. They are members of our high school team of the week. How about a big round of applause for the Appleton North girls swimming team right over there. They just finished a fantastic season at the state meet. And we will get to know the Lightning throughout the course of the show. So thanks, ladies, for being here, and we appreciate it. And you know what else we appreciate, right? How do you guys like Packers 20, Bears 19? I know you like that. How about Carl Brooks, that guy, right? Friend of the show. And his big old left hand, well, the fingertips of his left hand to be exact. He came through in the clutch as his block of a 46-yard game-winning field goal attempt as time expired, preserved another Packers victory over the hated Bears on Sunday at Soldier Field. Considered, right, everybody's talking about it. It's a special teams play of the year so far for Green Bay, which kept himself very much in contention for the playoffs in what has become a very close race in the NFC. A lot of teams still vying for playoff spots in the NFC. Jordan Love, looking like his old self, made some big plays in what proved to be the game-winning drive, hitting a diving Christian Watson. How about that play? 60-yard hookup. Then he scampers 13 yards to the goal line to set up his go-ahead touchdown on a quarterback sneak. Love, 261 yards and a touchdown, 113 passer rating. And then Christian Watson, a career-high 150 yards on 4 catches. Yeah, he's a friend of the show as well. And credit the defense, too, for coming up with a big stop right at the end that gave the ball back to the Packers with a little over 4 minutes to play. That's 11 straight victories by the Packers over the Bears. And, yeah, you like that, too, don't you? It's on to the 49ers in a big showdown on Sunday at Lambeau Field. You know who loves wins, and especially against the Bears? Oh, Happy Vince, huh? How about Happy Vince? There he is. Happy Vince is here again. He's been here quite a bit, and Happy Vince is even happier when his football players are hanging out with us tonight. And we got a big old football player right there, one of the NFL's top 100 players. He's sitting right over there. It's tonight's guest. It's defensive lineman Rashan Gary. How about a big round of applause for Superman? All right, I want to thank our presenting sponsors. We have Cellcom, Local IQ, and Piggly Wiggly. First, Cellcom's Black Friday deals shine bright all month long. Now through today, you can still get in on the deal. Get free phones from your favorite brands and get those stocking stuffers ready with buy one, gift one free on all connected watches, tablets, and cameras. Mix and match to spread the love and cheer. Visit Cellcom.com for details. With over 20 years of digital marketing expertise, Local IQ delivers results through cutting-edge innovation, now featuring AI-empowered solutions to help you attract, convert, and retain more customers with their award-winning technology. And finally, do you know Thanksgiving's coming up, right? Just around the corner, and Piggly Wiggly has all your holiday essentials, including turkeys, hams, the freshest produce, and everything else you need for the perfect Thanksgiving feast. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly and get ready to celebrate Piggly Wiggly, Shop the Pig. All right, I'm just looking forward to this part of the show so much. It's when I have to introduce the other member of our Clubhouse Live crew, It is the one and thankfully the only Chicago Bears fan, Ricardo
Yes,
Arguello.
let me hear the
everybody.
boos.
Yeah, let him have it.
That's kind of half-hearted, actually.
I think they're feeling bad for you.
No need to
Yeah.
feel bad.
I think they're feeling bad for you, Ricardo.
Listen, it's a tough loss. You can go ahead and read off what you have here, Brett. But
I just said last play Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Caleb Williams, he did look good.
Yes.
All right, I'll give him that. The new play caller gave them some juice. But come on, I mean, they're the Bears. It's the same old
it was
cycle.
tough.
It's a hamster wheel.
They lost on a Hail Mary, and now I'm trying to think what else they can lose by. They're kind of running out of ways to
figure
lose
something
in a
out.
weird way. But hey,
Probably
listen.
like when maybe Williams would be diving into the end zone, but the football will fly out of his hands, and that weird crazy rule that they have.
Nothing is out of the realm of possibility
Yeah.
the way the season's been going. But hey, like I told you, the kid's development at this point is all I care about. So as long as he's developing, that's all I care about.
And I heard that about Mitch Trubisky. I've heard that about Justin Fields. Who else have I heard that about
Yes.
over the years?
And
right?
you have, but
Yeah.
none of those guys did what he did, put them in position to win. They usually throw a pick, right? That didn't happen this time.
We'll see. Now there's film and tape on him with the new OC. But Ricardo,
Yes.
you have a Packers-Bears bet to pay off. Now I said you had to shake the green and gold pom-poms out there.
Wait, was that?
That's what that was there for.
Oh, I thought that was garbage. I didn't know what that was. So I got rid of it. But no, let's do this. Because remember, I actually didn't pick them to win last week.
There we go. Thank you, Bill.
Let's do a double or nothing. Get that out of here.
Shake it.
So I said we'll do double or nothing when I actually will predict them to win at the season finale. So
What do you guys think? He's not paying off the bet.
I never
all
agreed
right.
to the bet. You did the bet for me.
We'll let it go, and we'll figure this out. But let's get the show going. We want to get Rashan over here. How does this show work?
Interactive show, Brett. And this chat's already way too lively for my liking. I'd say that right now. We invite your comments and questions through that live chat. Whatever they ask, Brett, if it's a good question, I'll get it over to you and Rashan.
Excellent. Clubhouse Live is the hashtag. I'm on X at PCBretzi, at Ricardo DeLeon, at Rashan A. Gary. And as always, please give us a like, Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live, and Packers News on Facebook as well. So 49ers are up next. I got the 49er welcome mat ready for Rashan to stomp his feet all over, because as you see, that brings the Packers good luck when they stomp their feet all over the upcoming opponents. So hopefully Rashan will play nice and do that. Tonight's guest is in his 6th NFL season, all with the Packers. As I mentioned, he was he was selected by the Packers in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft, and as I mentioned, he is considered one of the NFL's top 100 players. He finished with 6 tackles, including 1 for a loss, 2 quarterback hits, and 1 big sack yesterday against the Bears, right? He had a big game. Tonight's guest has 30 tackles, including 4 tackles for a loss, a team-high 10 quarterback hits, and 3.5 sacks so far on the season. He's known by us as Superman. He has a very menacing glare, right? Does he not? And he is one of the most intimidating guests in the history of this fantastic show we like to call Clubhouse Live. I'm scared of the guy. If I'm being honest, I'm scared of the guy. How about a big Clubhouse Live welcome for Green Bay Packers defensive lineman? He's number 52. He's Rashan Gary, everybody. He's a big dude, I got to tell you. He is a big, scary dude, and yes, I'm a little worried. I'm a little nervous, Rashan, every time you're here, because I'm trying to make you happy. I'm trying to make you smile. I'm trying to make you laugh, and I get none of that from you. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. As fake as that is. Let's cut right to the chase, right? Do you want to say anything to that guy standing right over there, Chicago Bears fan, Ricardo Arguello? What's your thoughts, right? He's not paying off his Packers-Bears bet. His Bears lose again in humiliating fashion, by the way. What do you have to say to him?
Lucky.
Any man that doesn't finish his bet just make me question how he was raised.
Rashan?
Whoa!
Rashan? Hey.
Whoa.
Brett, why don't you add the disqualifier?
What is that?
I never agreed to the bet.
I thought we did.
No, we didn't. You agreed to it.
You didn't have anything for me to do. I had that for you.
I didn't have anything for you to do because I wasn't agreeing to the bet.
Well,
you go ahead
I like
with your false info.
I like the fact that Rashan already coming after you, right? Were you using him, Rashan, as motivation yesterday? Were you thinking about Ricardo all game long?
I knew I was going to come in here with a smile.
And there it is. That's what makes him
That's
smile.
fine.
Is beating the Bears right there. That's what makes him smile. Well, we're happy you're in a great mood. I bet you that plane ride back, as quick as it is, I bet you that was hooting, some hollering, right? So you guys having a good time on that flight back to Titletown?
Oh man, I felt like the pilot was speeding. It's supposed to be a 38-minute flight. Felt like 20. But having a good win like that, don't matter how you get it, in this league, it's hard to come by. So being 1-0 and having a 30-minute flight back, you can't beat it.
So what'd you get to do? I mean, you didn't even get a chance to settle in and have some fun on the flight. So did you guys all gather at somebody's house last night, or what do you guys do after a big win? Do you go hang out and paint the town red, that sort of thing?
Oh no! After the game, we all talk about, oh yeah, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna do this, and then we go on the plane. A couple hours go by, we're like, nah, I'll see y'all tomorrow at work.
Ready for bed, right? Ready to crash and have just kind of relaxed time. But did you know, Rashan, I got it right here, the last time the Bears beat the Packers was Week 15 of the 2018 season. That's the last time. That was a 24-17 decision at Soldier Field. To put that in perspective, I saw, Ricardo, that Caleb Williams was a sophomore in high school at the time. Rashan, you were at Michigan still at the time. You have yet to experience losing to the Chicago Bears, right? How about that? He has yet to do that. That's how long ago it was. How do you explain that, right? How do you explain an 11-game winning streak over a single opponent? Because it's tough to win any games, and it doesn't matter who records, right? Especially in a rivalry game. How do you explain your dominance over the Bears right now?
Just being a locked-in, more focused team throughout the rivalry. That's really what it comes down to. The team that comes out in the game will make the less mistakes. The team that make the more big plays come out the game, and I guess it seems like we've been doing our job so far.
Yeah, incredible. 11-game winning streak. It will be 12 at the end of the season, right? You got another one coming at Lambeau Field. And by the way, Rosie, can you put it up here? Because I've seen this floating around social media. Put it up on the screen if you can. Yes, there it is. Property of the Green Bay Packers right there. Ricardo, do you see that? Ownership right there. That's what that's called, is
Laugh
ownership.
It up.
We are laughing it up.
Laugh it up. That's all right.
And we've continued to laugh it up for many years. But so it's a good energy in the locker room today. How is everybody feeling? Take us in, right, as you're kind of reviewing a game film and all that good stuff, right? It's always better after a W.
Oh yeah, especially a game like that. Leaving it is a lot of room for improvement. So that's a great thing. And we got a Niners, so we all understand, and I know how I feel about the Niners personally. So locked in, focused.
I would say they did some things to you at the end of the season, right, to end your season, right? We'll talk about that because that's a big game coming up, and I'm sure you guys are still salty about that one in the NFC divisional round. But before we get to the game itself, because we haven't seen you in a while, and I asked Kenny this when he was here last week, but you just had a bye week, right? I'm just kind of curious what you do during a bye. Do you go back home? Are you sitting around here? Is home still New Jersey? Is that where the home base is for Rashan Gary? Or just take me through the bye week and what you did.
Oh yeah, from New Jersey, but I moved my mom to Atlanta, my sister, so
okay.
That's my home base. Wherever my mom is, that's where home is. But I was able to go back to Atlanta. Able to spend some good time with my family, loved ones, kind of just recharge. That's what I really need in the middle of the season. It came at the right point. Just getting back around family, loved ones, getting me back grounded, nice reset. Working out throughout that time while I was able to watch. The first 9 games that we played, understood what I put on there, understanding where I could improve, where I can excel at, and how can I improve my game to help this defense reach higher levels and help this team get to where we wanted to get to. So just took a lot of relaxing, studying and enjoying family time.
Yeah, very good, right? And he put that bye week to good use because disruptive force out there yesterday. He had a real nice game against the Bears. But Kenny, he told us he still keeps an eye on football. He's a big football fan. But other than you looking at yourself on film, are you watching games too? Or are you just like, nah, I don't want anything to do with the NFL, college, whatever. I'm trying to get away from the sport as much as I can.
This past week, who did I watch? I watched the Patriots versus the Bears because, we had the Bears this week. And then I just watched, what was it? It was the Steelers versus Washington just because my brother got traded. So I had to see how he played, make sure he's on his point, and make sure he's not doing nothing that he wasn't giving us for them.
Interesting. Preston, of course, a big fan of the show, but I was going to ask you about him in a minute, but I wanted to ask you, for your focus when you're on the bye, is it body or mind? What do you most focus on? It sounds like maybe your mind, just trying to kind of get things reset.
Yeah, it's really both, man. Mind is body, man. So just watching, getting back with my family, that's a nice little spiritual, mental charge. But of course, getting my massages, dry needle, and things like that, that's just the normal. But things that get me going, things that get me back to, Rashan, where I feel like I need is my family time.
Absolutely. We all need good family time, right? We love family time. That's important time. The best time. Preston Smith, I did want to ask you this because I asked Kenny the same thing. What was your reaction when you called him your brother, when he was traded to the Steelers? Obviously, the NFL's a business. That's just how it works. But what was your reaction? And like I asked Kenny, what are you going to miss? He said his presence and his energy is what he's going to miss most about Preston. But how about you? What's your take on that whole thing?
Oh, yeah. It just shows you the business of everything. That's why I tell, the young guys, you have to, really stay in the moment, really be where your feet at. You never know, who's going to be with you. Like I said, was me, Elton, the only person from, my draft class. So I'm like, that just tells you have to have relationships. You have to, talk to people. Don't be shy. You have to open up, you feel me? Because you never know, where people may be. But, Preston, like I said, he helped me, a lot throughout my years, my development, my growing, just having another, leaning ear, leaning shoulder to talk to. But when I heard it, it was bittersweet, but, happy that he got into a place that he wanted to be. And, hoping that I told him I wish you the best of luck, finish the season strong, and I do the same over here.
You never know, Rashan. Maybe you'll see him in the Super Bowl. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, right? That'd be kind of fun, huh? Then he's not your brother anymore, is he?
Oh, nah. He's still going to be my brother, but he know what time it is.
Hey, yeah, exactly. A couple more things, and Ricardo, it's your turn for our audience questions. But, hey, I want to see, look at this guy right here. He's wearing a San Francisco 49ers jersey. What's your reaction to that, Rashan Gary? Huh? Look at this guy.
And a Packers hat.
A Packers hat, but a San Francisco 49ers Steve Young jersey.
Seemed like you're having a good night.
He seems to be confused over there, right, wearing that Niners stuff. But two more things now. You're 5-2 in one-score games this season, right? So what does that tell you about your team? And the guys in the locker room, right? You're winning a lot of these close games. That's typically a sign of a team that knows how to make the plays when it counts down the stretch.
Yeah, I was telling the media yesterday, they asked me a similar question, and I was saying it from the beginning of the season that this Green Bay Packers team is going to give you a whole 60 minutes. It might not be perfect, it might not be clean, but throughout that whole 60 minutes, everybody on all three phases of the ball are challenging each other to, play up to our standard, make big plays because we know what's expected of us and we know where we want to get to as a team. But that just come down to playing 60 minutes and just playing our fashion of ball and not giving up.
Tell you what, though, winning close games, that's got to be beneficial for you guys down the stretch, too, right? Because you're going to probably play more close games. You get into the playoffs, those are always tight games. You're going to have that know-how, that ability to think, hey, we can pull these things out when it's tight down the stretch, right, in a big playoff-type setting.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely just being in those situations constantly and understanding what it takes to pull those out when we do get to those big-time moments, Super Bowl, division games, things like that, we're able to pull it off then.
One more question, and I don't know if you know this. I bet you don't, but did you know, Rashan, and we call him Superman, by the way, that you have leapfrogged over our other semi-regular guest, Kenny Clark, who's a semi-regular as well, on the Packers career sacks list. Did you know that? You have surpassed Kenny Clark. You now have 35, while Kenny has 34. Do you have a message for Kenny Clark, who's watching the show here tonight?
Keep pushing me to be great. I'm going to keep pushing you to be great. I'll see you at work tomorrow.
Well, there we go. There we go. That's good. Just like I keep pushing you, Ricardo.
Yes. I don't know what you just said, but okay.
Well, I'm going to push you right now. It's time for some audience questions. I bet you they're going to have better ones than I've been asking here tonight.
Listen, we have our first two questions are from the Appleton North girls swimmers, Brett. This is Maddie. Your question for Rashan.
What is your typical game day routine?
Typical game day routine. I'll just tell you about Sunday. So woke up probably around 6 a.m., hopped in the Epsom salt bath about, for 30 minutes, took a nice little hot, cold shower, went down, breakfast, had a smoothie, can't tell y'all what's in it because that's my juice. Went back upstairs. I was able to, call my mom, call my family, say a prayer, pack up my bag, got down to the bus, played my, my music. I'm a big Mary guy, so gospel to start off. And once I see the stadium, I start, turning on to my other music. But, that's really my mindset, man. Just making sure I get up, get my body prepped, get locked in mentally, spiritually, talking to my family, touching everybody, making sure I'm good, making sure everybody else is, straight, so I'm good for the day. And just going about handling business, just locked in. And then that could be me, studying film too, up into the game. Just got my iPad, just trying to find small little things to have we play faster.
Okay,
stuff.
great
Yeah,
stuff.
great
Thank
question,
you,
great
Maddie.
answer, yeah.
Now we have Julia coming up. We can have you. She actually has a couple questions for you. They're pretty good, so come up closer here. So go ahead. Your first question to Rashan.
Okay, my question is, as an athlete, if you could turn back the clock, what is one piece of advice you would give your younger self and why?
One piece of advice I'd tell myself is just for like performance-wise and just recovery-wise, just to stretch. Cause that's something I just started to do. I want to say really take serious my second year in the league, but I wish that's something that I really took advantage of earlier. It's like yoga, stretch out, things like that.
Hey, all right, good.
Yeah.
Now her second question. Go ahead.
I read in an article that when you were younger, you asked your mom to join the swim team. Is that true?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You see Rashan jumping in the pool.
I was on the swim team, so I appreciate y'all. I understand y'all struggling, what y'all go through.
Do you remember what events you were looking at, or just in general?
I did it all, man. Freestyle, you feel me? Butterfly. That was really it, though. You feel me? That was it.
Wow.
Wow, good stuff. Great questions. Thank you. Go back over there. And this is our friend Tracy Santos. She always has great questions. Go ahead, Tracy.
Is it harder to stay mentally engaged during practice when the team you're preparing for is one you see often or has a losing record, or in the Bears' case, both?
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Ouch. Wow.
No, because just being in this NFL, just understanding any Sunday, it could go either way. So not taking a team lightly, don't matter what their record is, what they showed last week, is always any given Sunday. So, having a team that you play with give you more confidence because you understand what's coming, and that could, make your preparation in the week easier. For somebody that you haven't seen, you really have to lock in, understand what they like to do, understanding our weak points at the defense where they want to hit us, and make sure they don't.
Great
Good
stuff.
stuff. Great questions.
Great
Thank
answers.
You. Thank you.
That's why we call you Superman. You can do it all. Swim, right? You could probably have played some baseball out here. You could play some pro baseball, pro basketball.
I was a swimmer, though.
Yes, I can see that. Let's do tonight. Let's do a timeout, Ricardo. I'm going to do tonight's stat pack, and then it's trivia time. But the stat pack here, the Packers' 11-game winning streak against the Bears is the longest by either team in the long and storied history of the rival. So right there, the Packers setting records yesterday. 11-game winning streak is a record in the streak. Also, the Packers have won 6 straight games at Chicago and have not surrendered more than 20 points in any of those games. How about that? Dominating the Bears down there.
Boo.
In fact, the Packers have not allowed more than 28 points in 18 straight games at Soldier Field, including the playoffs. That's the longest by an opposing team at Soldier Field since the AFL-NFL merger. Finally, I'm not done, Ricardo. The Packers have a winning record in Chicago all time, 55-53-2. That includes the playoffs. So the Packers dominate in Chicago. I think we need a round of applause for that. Green Bay has beaten the Bears in 26 of their past 31 matchups at Soldier Field, 14 of the past 15 meetings. By the way, 9 of the last 13 games between the two teams at Soldier Field have been decided by 9 points or less. A lot of good, fun stats, don't you think, Ricardo?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Trivia, we're doing that, though, tonight. How's that work?
That's right. First off, there's some rules. You're going to win some great prizes here. But first off, we'll ask the question. If you think you know the answer, you have to raise your hand. Don't shout it out. Brett, I mentioned those great prizes. What do you got?
I've got an Eric Brown Jr. Timber Rattlers bobblehead. He was the 27th overall pick in the 2022 MLB draft. And this cool Who is this? Who is this again?
Yeah.
The Brat, yes, the Brat hat. But here, the Timber Rattlers. My mind went blank. So that's what we have. Some great gifts from the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
But once you win, Brett, you're out for the rest of the show, right? And sorry, live chatters, you got to be here to win.
All right, so trivia question number 1, Rashan. Again, you need to see who raises his or her hand first. Packers safety Xavier McKinney. He was named NFC Defensive Player of the Month for October. He's only the 3rd Packers defensive back to have earned Defensive Player of the Month honors. Name one of the other 2 players. Oh, right here. Yes, I didn't even have to give the hint. You get the bell. Come on up. You can choose whichever prize you want. It's up to you. Charles Woodson, Pro Football Hall of Famer, and Atari Bigby was
What?
the other. Remember him?
Atari Bigby.
That's true. Woodson, a Pro Football Hall of Famer, won it 3 times, while Bigby won it during the 2007 season. The honor was the first for McKinney in his career. All right, Rashan, back to you because you are the star of the show, right? All right, Rosie. We got to do it. It's time for tonight's Clubhouse Live gift of the night. What do we have? There it is. There it is. That is the stare that everybody's talking about. They thought was so cool after you had the sack. Look at that. Look. That's the menacing. That's the glare that he gives me, and he's giving me right now, in fact. Get me a little nervous here, but what are you thinking right there after you sack Caleb Williams? And can you give Ricardo that glare at some point tonight as well?
Just throughout the whole entire game. So that whole thing, it was me. It was 2 offensive linemen on me. The picture gonna be crazy. So if y'all got me on IG, watch it. The picture gonna be crazy. So 2 guys trying to block me. Is it that? Nah, 2 guys trying to block me. The offensive tackle got my face mask, and I'm still fighting to pull him down.
Right here, right?
I get up. Oh, yeah, I'm about to say I get up. You feel me? Face mask, all crazy. I'm just looking at my teammate. I'm not even realizing the camera zooming in, and I just found out today that's a thing, so.
The cameras catch everything, right? But it's a good look, right? That's the Rashan Gary that you just want everybody to be scared of, right? The pass rusher, the sack producer. And, of course, Rosie, put it up there again, just as a picture there so we can see it. Look at those eyes. I mean, you're angry, and people are just going berserk on social media. Like at IKE_Packers on X says, that's Rashan Gary in demon mode right there, right? That's what he's saying, that you look like you're mad, you're angry. At Riley Jouch, Jauch, on X says, Rashan Gary may have just hit us with the most devious look of all time, right? So everybody's loving the look. Do you love that look?
If everybody else loving it, I guess I'm loving it.
Yes. Matt Ramage, our friend on Facebook, he said that's you looking at Quick Trip Hotspot's last mac and cheese, right? You're like, no, that's my mac and cheese. You're going after it, right?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, and I know you're big in Quick Trip. And somebody else also said that is you eyeing the Thanksgiving Day table. Get out of his way. He wants everything on that table. That's you, right? That is the look of the season right now, and we love it.
Hey,
we love
Brett,
the look.
Can I ask a question?
He's looking at me like that right now.
Yeah. Can I ask a question quick? You know, you talked about offensive linemen putting their hands in your. How often does that happen, you know, in terms of the pass rush? That must happen a lot and never get called, though, right?
Mm.
I was, and this comes from one of my vets. He says holding and all that is a personal problem. So that's to tell you what it is.
Mm-hmm. That happens a lot, I bet you, hands to the face. But, well, check this out. Packers are now 29-11, Rashan, in all games after the bye under Matt LaFleur. 29-11. Now, we're talking not just the game after the bye, but following the bye throughout his tenure. We asked Kenny the same thing, but how do you explain all the success that you've had under Coach Matt LaFleur after you've had the break?
Oh, yeah. They do a great job, top to bottom, especially our coaching staff, of, you know, just how I said, me personally, but just watching our games, understanding the play calls that they had, understanding players in different positions, and then just studying how people are going to, you know, see the common plays we like to run, what can we do to mix it up, you know, the second half of the season, and then just us as players, man, just feeling, just building, being more confident, you know, having fun with more play calls, being more free, being able to be more communicating with the coaches. So it was a lot of things start opening up in the second half that allows us to come together and play good ball.
Yeah, playing good ball under Matt LaFleur the second half of the season. We'll see if that trend continues here with some big games coming up. But it seemed like it was a little chippy on the field yesterday, a little physical. What was going on? Take us down on the field. Was that just the Bears trying to act so big and tough, even though we know they're not so big and tough, right? What was the conversation like? Give us an example of what was being said on the field yesterday.
I wish I could.
Some bad stuff, huh? What were they trying to? Why was it so chippy out there? You don't know, right? Yeah. Nobody knows why the Bears, Ricardo, are trying to act so big and tough when they have a losing record.
Because they're NFL players.
What's that?
They said it was chippy out there, or we said that?
No, it just seemed chippy. It seemed like it was very physical, a little chippy, some hard hitting going on.
The division game.
Even
It's
more
supposed to
than
be that way.
typical, though. It's just even more. I think they were tired of the losing streak, and were trying to send a message. You didn't hear that, but I did, and I'm going to keep that answer to myself, ladies and gentlemen, right? We're not going to say anything. So let's talk about that game-winning play, right? Should we do that? Should we talk about one of his defensive line mates right there?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little about Carl Brooks, right? He's a friend of the show. He was on earlier in the season, but the impact he's made on your team defensively, and, of course, the impact he made there on special teams, right?
Yeah, I call him KB. I could talk about KB all day, but when it comes to how he's been performing this season, I've been seeing this from OTAs all the way through camp, just his approach, how he came in, challenges, changed his body. They wanted him to gain weight. He was able to gain weight, still kept it nice and lean, got into a good scheme, 4-3 that we're in now, that fits his play style, getting off the ball, attacking, playing nice and physical, and just being around a whole group of guys where, he could go reach out to Kenny, he could go reach out to me. We had Preston at the time, could reach out to Preston just to, ask about certain things, and he's asking the questions, and he's coming to work, throughout the week. Things, he's getting forced fumbles, he's punching at the ball every day, things that y'all don't get to see. Just how he rushed the passer, his moves, just him being consistent, him being him, and every time his number called, he's making big-time plays. So that's just, a big credit to him and his film study and just his work ethic.
Yeah, how about Carl Brooks, right? What a player, what a find he's been. Huge addition to the defense. So what are you doing during that field goal attempt, right? What are you doing? Is it one of the things where you're watching? Are you just like, no, I'm not going to watch what's going to happen here? I mean, what are you doing during that play?
I'm right by, I think I'm by the 40 yards, so I'm looking at the field goal attempt, looking in. So I'm seeing the block happen, so I'm just like it was no doubt in my mind that we was going to get a block because our coach challenged us earlier in the week to get a block, and throughout the whole entire game, we was getting close, so it was just a matter of time, and I'm just happy, at that perfect time, it just clicked.
Coaching, Ricardo, coaching difference in the Packers, and they saw something there versus the Bears, who never seem to react to things that happen bad to them. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, I've told you before the coaching difference between LaFleur and whoever they got there now. Hopefully he'll be gone soon.
You don't even want to say the name, right? But, yeah, we heard Rich Bisaccia was saying that he'd be surprised if there wasn't going to be a blocked PAT or a blocked field goal. But were you surprised defensively that Chicago didn't try a little bit to run a few more plays or a couple more plays or a play, one more, to try to get a little bit closer than just setting up for the 46-yard field goal? It seemed like some of your other teammates were kind of talking about that after the game. Like, yeah, we kind of thought they were going to run on another play or two. They had a timeout and all that stuff. And
with Chicago, you never know.
Oh, yes. He's coming hard tonight, Ricardo.
With Chicago, you do know. I knew he was going to mess it up somehow. I'm talking about the Bears coach.
Rashan says very little, but everything he says comes like a sack, right? Like he's just driving into you, and it's just very intimidating, I must say. It's very intimidating. Kind of nervous still up here, but anyway, some are calling it an ugly win, Rashan. Now, come on, right? Is there such a thing in the NFL as an ugly win? What's your reaction when you hear folks saying stuff like that?
Win is a win. They don't ask you how, they just ask how many, right?
Yeah, exactly right? A win is a win. Ugly, beautiful, blowout, close. What did Matt LaFleur say to you guys afterwards about that? He never apologized for winning, right?
Never be apologetic winning in this league because it's hard to come by.
Well, explain that to everybody. How razor thin it is, the margin, right, between teams. Sometimes it comes down to a fingertip block on a field goal, right? There's not a wide margin, as wide of a margin, I guess, that's, as some might think, right? These are typically pretty close games that come down to a play or two.
Yeah, close games, like you just said, playing a full 60 minutes. Like, just imagine playing 80 plays, and out of the 80 plays, you messed up on 2 of them, and those be the 2 that lost you the plays. That lost you the game. So you have to, always be locked in. Got to be, very aware. Got to be, on top of your communication, especially on the field when it get loud. And just make sure you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. But it's very important.
Very important indeed. And again, a team that continues to find ways to win, maybe when they're not playing their best, that's a mark of a good team, an ascending team. Now, the Bears fired their offensive coordinator this last week. So what kind of challenges were you guys facing defensively? Because all of a sudden you're like, wow, they're probably going to run some different stuff. And I think they probably gave you some unscouted looks yesterday as well. So what were how challenging was it going into the practice week? And then how challenging was it in game to try to adjust to some of the new things maybe you were seeing that you didn't see on film?
Going into the week, you also have to realize, they fired the OC, but they only have a week to try to put in, his scheme or what he wants the offense to be. So they have to, stay true to a certain point. We understand that they're going to have, the scouted looks. So for game 2, where it'll be more on point for the scouted looks that we, get that we know that we was going to get in the game. But just being on point, understanding that, it's fine, be right where you need to be.
Yeah, and then Caleb Williams was getting the ball out faster, running a little bit more maybe than usual. What was a lot of hype on Caleb Williams, a top pick in the draft. What were your thoughts on him as you got to face him for the first time?
Yeah, great athlete. Very, very mobile. I see the talent. I see what they seen when they picked him. Have a great arm, and he's a young talent. He's going to be good in the league.
Yeah, he's got definitely a lot of skills, so it'll be fun to see him grow. Or it'll really be fun to see the Bears kind of screw him up like they do most quarterbacks, right, Ricardo? A couple more things, and then it's that's me saying it, Rashan. Don't worry about it. A couple more things before we kick it over to Ricardo for the social media question of the night. But 179 yards for the Bears rushing. What did you see as you looked at film, some of the fixes defensively to kind of shore that up as you get ready for the 49ers and Christian McCaffrey and a pretty good running attack there as well?
Oh, yeah, just being accountable. Guys, basically making tackles, being where they're supposed to be, making the plays that's, come your way. That's really what it came down to.
Well, like I'm hearing rush lanes too, maybe almost too eager to try to go try to get the quarterback because of what you saw with the Patriots the week before in those 9 sacks, right? And maybe thinking there were some opportunities there. And was that maybe a little bit of a tweak from that new offensive coordinator as well? Because I said getting the ball out a little bit faster and getting him out on the run. Yeah,
as you've seen, he was holding on to the ball with the OC. This one, I guess, allowed him to be more free, get out the pocket. But, yeah, for sure, us watching that Patriots film, just trying to get more hungry, create negative plays. But at the end of the day, we got to do our job, contain the pocket, collapse it. And at the end of the day, we did.
Fixable things, right?
Yeah.
And then last but not least, pass rush. I asked Kenny this too coming out of the bye, but trying to generate more pass rush. There seemed like there was a little bit more pressure on Caleb Williams yesterday. You were in on a lot of the action. Where do you see that coming? Do you see that starting to build? Are you starting to feel like you're going to see a more consistent pass rush here going forward now that you're used to the scheme and guys are kind of getting comfortable in what they're asked to do? I guess, how do you see that evolving right now during these, next 7 weeks, right?
Yeah, and like I told everybody in the room, and I tell you guys, we keep progressing, keep playing ball how we playing. We're going to end up right where we want to be at the end of the season. So I feel like the second half of the season, everybody's going to come on. There's going to be some good ball being played.
Yeah, well, how do you guys like that? You like hearing that? Yeah. All right, so we have gotten through 2 segments, and I can finally breathe a little sigh of relief that I was able to get through these segments unscathed, all right, because, again, this man is quite intimidating. Ricardo, I'm going to kick it over to you and let him glare at you for a few moments here, but what is tonight's social media question of the night?
Yes, Brian Lininger on Facebook wants to know, hey, Rashan, now that you have some years under your belt, what has been the biggest surprise about life as an NFL player that you didn't expect when coming into the league?
Good question.
He's asking me what's the hardest thing?
Yeah, they're asking what's the surprise about life as an NFL player.
That is just football. That is just football. Don't make it bigger than what it is. Been playing this since you was a kid. When you get into something, and you're at the highest level, but you're here for a reason. You always have to, have faith and belief in yourself, but don't make the game bigger than what it is. It's just football.
Good advice. You can apply that for anything really in life. So good stuff. For having his question selected, Brian wins a signed photo. Each week we'll ask you to submit a question for our guest that we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it, as always, on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Ricardo, it's your turn to ask trivia question number 2.
That's right. I need both you and I need Brett and Rashan to look out in the crowd, see who raises their hand first. Here's the question. Packers linebacker Edgerrin Cooper was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week for Week 8. He's the first Packers rookie to win that honor since this sack-producing linebacker who was recently inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame.
I saw a hand way back by the window. What do we got here? Not Nick Barnett. All right, Coach? Clay Matthews is correct. Come on up and get your prize.
Look at that.
He gets the bell. For Rashan, I'll let you hand her the prize bobblehead from the Timber Rattlers. Clay Matthews, Ricardo, right?
Hey,
The predecessor to number 52. He was 52 before. 52 right here. The Claymaker earned NFC Defensive Player of the Week for Week 13 of the 2009 rookie season. Matthews' 83.5 sacks ranks as the second most in Packers history. All right, we need some music, everybody. Rosie, come on. It is time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge, and that is sponsored by Munoz Family in Cosmetic Dentistry, your center for dental excellence. Voted Reader's Choice Best Dentist, Best of the Bay in back-to-back years. Let Dr. Sebastian and his team of professionals help you achieve your dream smile. Rashan, we're going to have some fun tonight, right? No physical challenges. I'm trying to remember what we've done. We've done the ping pong game. What else did we do with you? Oh, did we do the mummy rap too? That's right. We did the mummy rap, which you lost, unfortunately, right? You lost that game. But that was going against our high school team of the week that night as well. So this is what we're going to do. We haven't played this game. We've only played it once this season. It's called Higher Lower. This is a brand new game this season, only the second time we've played it, in which I will ask you 2 questions, okay? Each pertaining to a particular stat, you could say. You then have to guess what the stat is. So if you're too high, I'll say lower. If you're too low, I'll say higher until you kind of get to the number we're after. So, for example, how many numbers have the Packers retired? If you say 4, it's higher. If you say, how we play it. So, and we'll do that until you land on the correct answer. And again, folks, if this sounds like a familiar game, well, it kind of is, Ricardo, right? But it's with a Clubhouse Live twist taken from some very popular TV game show. That's all I'm going to say. Now, you will have 30 seconds to get through just these 2 stats. It's that simple, 30 seconds. If you do, you win the game and prizes for tonight's contestant, which is Pam Surma. Pam, raise your hand right over there. Pam, nice and high. You can see Rashan. And this is what Pam can win tonight. She can win this very cool, check this out. Now look at this. This is a sword. This is a cheese sword right here, courtesy of our friends at Shields. Huh? Check that out. What do you guys, what do you think there, huh? A dagger. Okay, a dagger. I call it a sword, whatever, a dagger, right? That's what people were doing after the, what are we saying? A dagger, yes, a dagger.
Stop doing that.
Sword, dagger, whatever. That's what happened after the Packers won, right? There's your dagger. Enough. They also win this, she could win this Packers Heritage Trail book. This is very nice. This signed photo of Rashan Gary right there, right? Superman. And this Packers can koozie, courtesy of our friends at Miller Lite. 4 fantastic prizes you could win for Pam. But if you do not win this game, Rashan, Pam will have to pick the toe jam out of Ricardo's toes. All right? Ooh. So that's...
Hey, whoa.
That's what's on the line.
I'll tell you, I took my weekly shower, so that's not even a thing now.
But you got a lot of toe jam because you don't do the podiatry thing, right?
Yeah, you must, though. So.
Yeah, so anyway, do not start the clock, Ricardo, until I have said the word go. And Ricardo, you then stop the clock after Rashan correctly answers each question. All right, so you think you can high or lower. It's very simple, right? You ready? Who thinks Rashan's going to win this game tonight? Who thinks Rashan cannot win this game tonight? Yes. So, whoa! He's just kidding. I was waiting for the Rashan glare at Grizzly Dan there. That'd be a good matchup. Grizzly Dan's a big dude as well. So here we go. Rashan, number 1, higher or lower? How many meters, now check this out, how many meters will a swimmer swim if he or she does 8 laps in an Olympic-sized pool? Go. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Just make a guess.
I don't know. I ain't going.
Maybe the swimmers can help out. 8 laps.
8 laps in an Olympic pool?
Yeah. 8 laps. I think each lap is considered 50 meters, right? In an Olympic-sized pool. Yeah. So a 50-meter lap.
400?
Yes,
400
Ricardo, start the clock. Stop the clock. Yes. There you go. 400 is correct. Yes. You got it.
400 meters?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Ricardo, he did it in record time.
Yes, it's certainly something record.
How
yes.
many seconds does he have left?
He has 25.
25 seconds still to get this next one, and that's it. So 400 meters, right? 8 laps in an Olympic-sized pool. But number 2, now I just mentioned Clay Matthews is second in Packers history in career sacks. I mentioned he had 83 and a half.
Second?
83 and a half. That's so I'm asking Pro Football Hall of Famer Willie Davis is number 1 on the Packers career sacks list. How many sacks does Willie Davis have? Go.
90 and a half.
Higher.
95 and a half.
Higher. Keep going. Lower. Little bit,
90,
half a sack
98
lower.
and a
1 sack higher. Yes, he got it right. 99 and a half. Ricardo, did he complete it?
With 7 seconds left.
With 7 seconds left. How about a round of applause tonight? Rashan Gary got through higher and lower. That means, Pam, you are going home with the dagger. I call it a sword, right? A sword from Shields, the cheese sword. The book, Packers Heritage Trail. The signed photo of Rashan Gary, and of course the Packers can koozie. How about a big round of applause for Superman getting through tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge? I had to throw a swimming one in there because of our high school team of the week, right? I had to do that to get a little swimming question in there for you. But you know it, you got it right. In like five
Teamwork
seconds.
made the dream work. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Ricardo, it is time to meet tonight's high school team of the week. How about a big round of applause for the Appleton North girls swimming team, everybody? Ricardo, tell us all about the Lightning.
Listen, Brett, they had a heck of a weekend. They finished 7th in the final team standings with 107 points at the WIA swim meet down in Waukesha, right? So congratulations on that. Where's Anna Flanagan? Raise your hand, Anna. Yay. Brett.
There she is.
Hey, Brett and Rashan. She is the WIAA Division I state champ in the 100-yard breaststroke with a time of 1:03.2.
Very nice.
She's the 3rd girls swimmer or diver from Appleton North to win an individual state title. She also took 7th in the 50 freestyle in 23.69 seconds, but we're not done. Flanagan also swam the anchor leg of the Lightning's 200 freestyle relay team that finished 3rd with a time of 1 minute 36 seconds or 36.22 seconds. Other members of the relay team, now please raise your hand when I say your name, okay? That would be Afton Scoresby. There we go.
Yep.
Yes. And I hope I don't butcher your name. Is it Elise Brazali? Okay, there you go. And Maddie Loken, she asked the question earlier. Where's Maddie?
You right there?
There she is. Now, Brett, Loken finished 5th in the breaststroke. That's an individual event in 104.36. Now, hold on. Couple more things. Appleton North's 200 medley relay team of Loken, Flanagan, Brazali, and Scoresby took 8th with a time of 147.45. And Coach Jamie Schnurr, did I say that correct? Yes. You can stand up, please. Here we go. We know we got to recognize you. Brett, she is an outstanding coach, and this was her last state meet, correct? She is retiring. So let's have a big round of applause.
Yes. What
for
a way to
Coach
go out.
Schnurr. Brad, it's a long season, and they ended it at the state meet. It doesn't get any better than that in terms of a team play. So congratulations again, Appleton North girls swimming and diving.
Yes, congratulations to the Lightning. 7th in the final team standings, Ricardo, right? 107 points. Congratulations. Thank you for being here, ladies. We appreciate you guys and all the hard work you put in the pool. And, you know, all those, it doesn't matter what sport you're in, right? You work your tail off in the weight room, all that training, and then you see it pays off right there. Good stuff.
Always.
Always, absolutely. So, all right, we are winding down with Rashan Gary. We got to get him back home to Titletown and get him all rested up for the big 49ers game coming up at Lambeau Field. So, first, though, as I mentioned, you got San Fran. But, boy, you got a busy schedule now coming up, right? Then you got the quick turnaround. You got the Miami Dolphins on Thanksgiving right after that. So what is that? That is 3 games in a 12-day stretch when you include the Bears. How do you stay fresh through all that? That's a lot of football. Not a whole lot of recovery time, certainly after the San Francisco game, for sure.
You know, just allowing our training staff, coaches to come up with a plan, and as players coming in and executing it. We already know the main thing is going to be staying on top of our things mentally. So watching film, a lot of walkthroughs, and taking care of our body, which means that could be, you know, extra time in the building in terms of cold tub, hot tub, whatever it may be, stretching. But that's really what it's going to come down to, staying fresh and staying mentally sharp.
How nice is it to have both San Fran and Miami at home, right? There's no travel involved. At least you have that. You know, you don't have to get on a plane, for instance, and go somewhere on Thursday for Thanksgiving. You can just kind of stay in your own bed and kind of stay in somewhat of a normal routine that way.
Oh, yeah, no, it's cool not being able to travel, and God love playing in Lambeau.
Absolutely, right? To Lambeau Field. You like playing on Thanksgiving? You like to have the national spotlight, or you're like, no, I want that day off?
Oh, no, I'm used to it, playing for the Packers, man. Some type of holiday, we always in prime time. But growing up, it's something I always looked at and aspired to do. So I'm happy I'm on the Thanksgiving game, or, you know, it might be the Christmas game because I know there's a little kid watching it.
Yeah, good stuff, right? It means you're part of a good team when you're getting some prime. You're going to have a bunch of primetime games coming up here in the next 7 weeks as well. Keys to beating the San Francisco 49ers, you kind of mentioned it. You seem a little salty when it comes to the 49ers, right? Feel like there's maybe some unfinished business from what happened last year in the divisional playoffs, right? How do you get past these guys and keep this winning streak going and keep yourselves in the hunt for a very good playoff seed in the NFC?
Just got to lock in mentally. Man. It's a team that we're very familiar with. We understand what they want to do. And we just got to come up with a great game plan and come in and execute it. But the team that we're very familiar with, which means that we have some comfortability going into this week.
Going to be good to have the 49ers coming over here to Lambeau Field as well. Last but not least, we're not going to see this guy until after Christmas, right? He and Kenny Clark are 2 regular guests that we see them each once a month. So not until after Christmas. So first of all, happy holidays to you early, and good luck on the playoff push when you come back here. I think it might be December 30th, I want to say. It's one of those last regular season shows. Maybe we'll be celebrating a playoff postseason berth, so that would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? And also, though, I want to say, Rashan, by the way, has a birthday coming up on December 3rd, right? So he's going to be celebrating birthday number 27. How about a round of applause, an early birthday. You know, we celebrated Kenny Clark's birthday when he was here, and the folks here, Todd and Carol, Ashley Bellin, Debbie Bellin, they all got him a birthday cake, and we had a barbershop quartet sing to him. No, there's no barbershop quartets out here tonight, but I think what we can do is, hey, Rose, you got some happy birthday music. Let's all sing on an early happy birthday to Rashan Gary. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all don't gotta do that.
Go ahead, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Come on. Come on.
Y'all don't gotta do that. Thank you. Y'all the best. Thank you.
There we go. See, we got him to smile. We're softening the tough guy right here, right? He's got that little teddy bear heart deep down inside that gruff, mean exterior, right? 27, you're getting old, Rashan. You're getting old. Huh? You're getting old, my friend.
Only if you say so.
No, I'm getting old, and so is Ricardo. But how about a big round of applause for Superman, as we like to call him tonight? So, Rashan, this is where we go up north. This is where Ricardo and I predict who's going to win the Packers game. It's Packers 49ers. I'm afraid to ask Ricardo who he's thinking is going to win the game.
You know who's going to win.
Let's hear it, Ricardo.
Not only the 49ers going to win, they're going to win it on a blocked field goal. or a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Either one would be fine with me.
What do you think about that, Rashan? What's your take on that, huh?
Whatever to help him sleep at night.
Yeah. Yeah, that does help him sleep at night. Hey, we call this the victory visor. It's going on my head. A lot of wins in this thing. I initially was going to say 24-21. I think you guys are going to pummel the 49ers. I think it's going to be more like 28-13, something like that. I think it's going to not even be that close of a game. 49ers, Ricardo, they're coming off a 2017 home loss to Seattle yesterday. Did you see that? Offense has struggled. George Kittle, I believe, was out. Now Nick Bosa might be out with, I think, another hip injury is what I'm seeing. So they come in battered. They're desperate in need of a win, but I think you guys are going to swarm all over Christian McCaffrey. I think you're going to force Brock Purdy into a couple picks, right? You're going to get that takeover thing going again. And Jordan Love is going to play his best game of the season with the help of a running game that's going to kind of continue to sort of batter the opponents. You're going to flip it. You're going to control the clock. You're going to control the ball. And I think Green Bay wins fairly easily. What do you guys think, right? It's a big win to improve to 8-3 on the season. The victory visor rarely is wrong. And we're going to show Ricardo that he's wrong again. But Ricardo, we have a few more things to get through, like the Packers News app, right?
That's right, with exclusive commentary, insider analysis, and award-winning photos and videos from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team. Brett, that Packers News app, your one-stop shop for complete coverage of the Green Bay Packers. Unlimited digital access to that Packers News app, Brett, and PackersNews.com can be yours for as low as 99 cents for the first month. Please subscribe today.
Please do so. And again, thanks to our presenting sponsors, Cellcom and Local IQ. Also want to thank Munoz Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, our segment sponsor. And thanks to our supporting sponsors and friends, Piggly Wiggly, Shields, Escort Limousine Service, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, Mayfield Sports Marketing, Mike Thiel and Eric Lives here, Miller Lite, and as always, the very good folks here with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers and the Fox Club. Again, those online, you didn't hear me say it beforehand, but the Timber Rattlers have holiday packs currently on sale starting at $55. Just go to Google Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. You'll find how to get to their website. Is it timberrattlers.com? Is that what it is? Yeah, timberrattlers.com. And then single game tickets, folks, officially go on sale on Cyber Monday, December 2nd. So some tickets deals going on here with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. And I got a couple programming notes before you head out, Rashan. A short week, as I mentioned, because of Thanksgiving coming up next week. So that means it's going to be another Legends Edition show for us because the guys are going to be too busy getting ready for Thursday. So joining us next Monday night will be a friend of the show from long ago, Ricardo. And he is a Super Bowl champion, part of that 2010 Super Bowl championship team. Cornerback Jarrett Bush is going to join us here next week. Jarrett was a repeat guest for us back around that time. In fact, I believe it was Jarrett, Desmond Bush, and Charlie Pepper all came on the show in which we celebrated the Super Bowl 45 championship over the Steelers. Jarrett's been doing some cool media stuff. He's got a local business, and he ended up having a very big game in Super Bowl 45, so we're going to kind of take some trips down memory lane with Jarrett Bush. And then in 2 weeks, one of your teammates, we're going to have Emmanuel Wilson, the running back, is going to be here in a couple weeks. So Jarrett Bush next week, Emmanuel Wilson the week after that. Same time, 6:30 p.m., same place right here at the Fox Club. Anything we need to know about Emmanuel Wilson beforehand, right? Some dirt, some good stuff, something that I can embarrass him by with some questions?
Nah, he's a good, hard-working kid, man. He just got to keep doing what he's doing because he's getting a lot of opportunities. You got to make sure you stay ready.
Yeah, he looks good when he does get those opportunities, right? So, well, we're going to give you the final word before you head back up the road to Green Bay. What do you have to say to all these great Packer fans that filled the Fox Club and hung out with you tonight?
Appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Thank you for singing me an early happy birthday. Made me feel at home. And see y'all on Sunday, man. Make Lambeau loud. Can't wait to bring back a W.
Yeah, for Superman, for Ricardo, and the rest of the Clubhouse Live crew, this is Brett Christopherson saying so long. Be back here next Monday night, 6:30 p.m. right here at the Fox Club as we celebrate a big Packers victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Packers Super Bowl champ Jarrett Bush will be here. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, it's your turn. Take it away.